Do you guys remember when we started renovating this little tiny house? It was the spring of 2023 and it felt like such a huge project, the biggest we'd ever done.
Come on, little man. Mum says lunch is ready. Time to go.
And I remember so clearly the day I walked in to see John cutting huge holes in the walls. And I had the honour of pushing out a giant slab of concrete.
How was that?
To bring more light into this once dark and dingy store.
Oh my gosh, does it look amazing?
Now with an even bigger project, one that we could never have imagined, looking across our land at our little tiny house, it's almost time to cut yet another hole in the walls of this building. Not just yet though. That'll come on Sunday, which must mean that there's a lot to catch you up on.
George is here. George is the plumber. You might remember him.
And if you're new around here, then a very warm welcome and please consider subscribing to our channel. It's free and it makes it so much easier for you to find our content.
Have you got tattoos? Yes. Show me your tattoos. Wow. Look up.
These guys are going great guns today. Things are flying up, and not only have we got our first room with 3 stone walls, we also have our first internal wall going in.
We do, yeah. Daniel's up there putting some blocks in place, and he's going a bit quicker than I was going.
Well, I'd like to say, love, it's because he's got square edges. You were building in a hole. He's not building in a hole.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
So don't be hard on yourself. But should we go up and have a look?
Yeah, let's go.
Hola, buen dia. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? Blocks going in. So this is, of course, the 4th upstairs bedroom.
Yeah.
You know what I would love to understand is how do they choose which walls they build first?
I think there is logic behind it. So logically, what we want to do is get the external walls up as fast as possible,
Yeah.
so that we can put the cornicing in, and then we can put the roof tiles on top of the roof structure.
Yeah.
The internal walls, I think there's elements of understanding how we're going to get product into the house.
Okay.
So they're not going to put up walls where that would be prohibitive to getting more blocks and more product in the house.
That makes sense. So why this wall? Is that because there's cornicing going on the top of it?
No, there'll be no cornicing on that.
Is it? Okay.
No.
Because it joins onto the next one.
Yeah, they're building it up, I would imagine, to go to an apex.
And this order of things is all determined by Adao, isn't it? Who's our site foreman. So he's the guy in the morning that will come and say, right, everybody's doing this today. Daniel, you're on there, you're there, you're there, you're there.
Yeah.
So I saw Daniel this morning taking down the last of these mouldings across here.
Yeah.
So this is all clear now, isn't it? Like,
wide open
we
space.
just need them, obviously, which they'll do when it's time, to clear all of this out. And then we will have a really big wide open space here. And these windows are just so beautiful. To be able to finally see the views that we're going to have from each of the bedrooms is amazing. So each window corresponds to a bedroom. 1, 2, 3. That's not correct.
I'm shaking my head.
I'm lying because there's 1, 2, 3. So where's the wall for the bedrooms, love?
Okay, so you see the column over there between the first 2 windows?
Yeah.
That's wall number 1.
This one.
Yeah, so that will be the ensuite.
So this is our bedroom.
The master bedroom.
Right.
With the bathroom going over in
ensuite.
this corner.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the second bedroom is those 2 windows right there. It's a bathroom and a bedroom, but it's also a dressing room as well.
Okay, and then over here is bedroom number 3. It's really big. I don't, like you have, I think I've said it before, like you've got these drawings on paper and you don't really know, hi my boy! You don't really know how big things are going to be until you actually see it, obviously, in real life. And then you're like, whoa, okay, that's big. Big house.
I got to go and build.
You got to go and build, haven't you?
Let's
So
go and build.
the plan for today is John's going to carry on with the bathroom build, and very excitingly, we should have George the plumber coming a little bit later to get all the pipe work installed, so that we can then wait for the family we've currently got staying to leave, so that John can cut a hole in the side of the tiny house, make a door, and then he can lay a floor in that bathroom and actually get to the exciting bit.
I may or may not wait for them to leave.
No, you were waiting for them to leave. This is a current marital dispute that we're having. And I think if you're a lady, a woman in your house, or just a decent host, you might also agree with me that it would be inappropriate to cut the hole in the wall of the bedroom where family are staying with a 9-month-old baby while they're actually staying here.
Okay, comments below.
You're going to get eaten alive, my darling.
Again.
Rainy days don't seem so wet.
Wowzers, folks, look how big this is going. Daniel has flown up that wall today. He'll be done by the end of today. We'll have that first internal wall up. And the guys down the bottom here have been putting in all of these stones. And it's really fun to be watching it, like right outside our kitchen door. All the work happening. Watching these stones going into place. This is starting to look absolutely beautiful. That is going to be a big glass door so that there's direct access from that bedroom into the courtyard. It's just amazing to now see so much stone going in, and to be able to stand in that room and be surrounded by stone is beautiful. It's been a really, really good day.
From the moment that we met, you were the way. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know.
John has left me to it and taken the boys down to the river because it is another scorcher today, and it's just such a nice way for them to spend the afternoon. I've got some computer work to do and I didn't want to miss any of the stonework, so I'm kind of flitting between the two. We haven't been around to do much filming today because we've had various things going on with family and a bit of filming for the UK TV show, so if it feels a bit bitty, I do apologise, but we're just trying to pop out as often as we can to keep you guys posted with how things are going.
Two silhouettes on the concrete steps. We watch the sun as it slowly crept from the horizon to the place we met.
In a very short minute, George is about to arrive and he's going to help me get the plumbing right, which is something I always really struggle with. One thing though I have managed to get right is my home security, and that's because of Reolink. Hang on a minute, stick around, because very shortly you're going to see the future, and that's thanks to the Reolink Elite floodlight camera. Reolink was founded in 2009 and continues to innovate with their camera and home security system. This is the Reolink Elite floodlight Wi-Fi. 3,000 lumens of light illuminating my entire courtyard. I've had to wire this one directly into my main system, which was very simple. They gave you a nice little guide and all the kit to do it with, but it also means that it doesn't run on solar panel. That gives it the opportunity to be a more fixed solution to my home security. Okay, let's talk about the lights. If I walk around with a torch over there, even the strongest torch is just going to light up a very small area of my courtyard. This right here is lighting up everything that the 180-degree camera can see. You can adjust the temperatures and the brightness of the lights just using the very handy Reolink app. You can direct them in different directions, which is really useful. I wouldn't want that particular light looking at this wall when it could be looking at my courtyard. The camera itself is, of course, as you'd expect, 4K 8-megapixel ultra-wide 180-degree lens. It's got a small SD card slot which can take a 512 gig card, which basically means you've got all of the storage protected and no subscription fees. Now, we've all heard of AI, and the Reolink Elite Floodlight Wi-Fi camera is taking full advantage of the AI technology, providing the opportunity for you to create a fenced zone within the app, which will trigger the alarm if it's crossed. Anything moving around on the outside of that fenced zone, you'll just be able to see it, but you won't be alerted. The AI function also allows you to search through your own footage just by typing in some keywords. White car. It's going to search through all of your footage. It's going to find that white car, and it's going to save you scrolling through the timelines. I've put this camera here for now, and it's a really great location for it, but I've got plans for this camera. It's going to be a really important part of our future. Oh, and let me know if you've noticed the future, the build caught in one of the camera clips. As I mentioned, this is state of the art, and if you'd like to get your hands on one of them, click on the link in the description below where you'll find our affiliate link. Thank you very much to everybody who's purchased Reolink cameras using our affiliate links. It helps our channel so much, and we are sure that you're delighted with your purchases. Now, I think I hear a car. Let's go see George.
George is here. George is the plumber. You might remember him from previous episodes and previous plumbing disasters. He's come to map out the pipework for the new tiny house bathroom. We all know how much John loves plumbing, so
to have someone like George on hand to be able to give these projects to help us with, it's just a massive relief, and we're so grateful to be able to do it. Hello, George. Tudo bem?
The sink is going here, like this.
What's a sink, darling?
Oh,
Eso.
lavatorio.
No. Lavatorio. Baño.
Do that again. See?
7 to 80.
George knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Good.
Icky. Okay.
This is so much. See? How do you not know what the word for toilet is?
But it means it can also mean the entire room, right?
No, casa de baño is the toilet. Now.
Now.
Okay.
Normal.
Normal.
Sí.
Sí.
And the box for the agua. Assim. Sí.
See. And this is 21 centimeters. And then porta. Yeah. Probably just now.
Curtain.
Now medera. Nice. Here we go. All of that needs to be chopped into the wall so we can bury the pipes into the wall. It's going to be a really professional job, of course. George has turned up. I would have just run the pipes.
Is he going to cut it, or are you going to cut it?
No, I'll cut all of the holes in the wall.
Agora aqui, o lavatório, que é meio.
Sí. Centro.
Centro.
Sí.
Okay.
The smell of the paint is really sitting, like it's a hot day and it's right here. Honestly, I'm coming out of here with a bright red face. See? Bon. Comprende. So we've got a drain in the floor. Perfect. As well as the drains from the toilet, the shower and the sink.
Cool.
That's really cool because it will be a kind of a wet room, I think, when we're finished. So tomorrow I'll cut all of the holes, and then Friday you can come and plumb.
Muito obrigada, George. Okay.
Right, that's really close. So we're looking at putting in roof beams today so that actually we can get a roof on it, and once the roof's on it we can start getting some flooring in, etc. It rained this morning, that's nice, so everything's had a good sprinkle, but it means the wood's got wet again, which is a bit of a shame. I read somewhere in one of the comments, I can't remember who wrote it, but one dude was saying wood will dry approximately 1 inch per year. These pieces of wood are 4 centimeters thick, so there's about 1.5 inches. So it's going to take a year at least to fully dry these, and these bigger blocks here, well, even longer. So we're going to be putting wet wood up again, like we built the table out of wet wood. It's okay, we can fix it at a later date. We can fill in any gaps if we need to, and hopefully everything works out to plan. So these are a little bit too short, so it might mean that we've got to do some joining somewhere along the lines. Hey, Joao, can you come and help me move these pieces of wood out of the way? This is more of that oak that we've been using to build tables out of and other small projects from the oak tree that was felled where the kitchen in the new house is now. So the wood that we're using here is serving a lot of functions and a lot of purposes, and it's being spread around all over the farm. I'm going to save those big wider bits, I think, for a countertop project a little bit later down the line. So these ones are a little bit scruffier, nice and long, slightly wonky. They're going to be perfect for the roof beams in the bathroom extension. And before we start building up the walls any higher, what I'm going to want to do is just make sure that those beams get lodged into place so that we can, well, basically brick up against the wood to hold it in place. I think the next best thing is to take down the end of the tiny house roof. All of that wood needs to come off, and we can have a look at exactly how we're going to join the extension, the bathroom, to the existing tiny house. Let's go do that. Quite the journey since we screwed these screws into this piece of wood. This tiny house was one of the first projects that we did, and you know, everything seems to have taken its place at probably about the right time. When we started to build this tiny house, we were just thinking about maybe guests that wanted to come and visit. And of course, very quickly after we built this space, in fact almost immediately, the tiny house became our office, which allowed Tara and I a little bit of time to get away from the boys and have this very quiet space in which we could work and create content. So it was one of those really perfectly timed projects right at the beginning of when our YouTube channel was starting to take off. Wonderful thing about this project here is I can remember putting the screws in with this, you know, really tiny, useless drill. It wasn't until I went to see Brady at Raising Voyages and he had all his kit laid out, I was like, okay, I should go and buy some proper tools. That's really interesting. I'm just looking at the boards that we put underneath this fabric, waterproof, basically a waterproof breathable membrane over the top of the boards. It's done a pretty good job for the most part, with the exception of that one time when there was a small leak at the bottom here. We had to fix that. But what I can see is there's a lot of wildlife living up there inside the boards. So what I'm looking to do is put two beams, one down here and one down there, so that I can know exactly how high we want to be building up to over on this side of the wall. It's kind of like my way of using a piece of string or a level. I don't know what's going on there. Is there another screw in? Another screw. Let's fit some beams in and have a look at how they fit together, how it all fits together. put that up there. That way. Like that. So what we'll do, I think, is we'll get a straight edge on that, and then we'll drill it into the wall with wall plugs, fit that into the wall, and then we can put a similar one over this edge just by measuring the level. I think it'll probably go very easily. All right, let's put the scruffy stuff at the top, that way. A little bit too low that side. We need to make sure this has got a straight edge, and then we can level it to that, and then we need a third beam for the middle. So we just need to get the level or the straight edge on this piece of wood over here. That's pretty easy, except for the fact that it is a piece of oak, so it's going to take a little while for my small plunge saw to cut through it. Okay, let's go and get this piece of wood sorted out as well. Of wood for a 20-volt plunge saw. I think we need to go and get the electric one. I've been using that other power tool, the battery-powered plunge saw, for years now, and I haven't touched this one for such a long time, just because that battery powered one is so much more convenient and so much easier to use and less frightening almost, you know, because when you let go of the button it just stops. So it's always been a preference, but actually these electric powered ones, as you can imagine, are so much more powerful. They just get the job done a lot quicker, you know, especially when we're working with oak. Okay, that's it. We've got 3 roof rafters all locked in, the rest of the blocks up. It's starting to look good. Joao over here is just clamping up some formwork so that we can fill that with concrete and make the end flat and as it should be. Hopefully we'll get that done tonight, and then we've just got to cut out where the plumber's going to put the pipes, and we're ready for the plumbing and we're ready for some internal rendering. Okay, so next job, just want to cut those channels real quick. George is coming tomorrow, and then he can put the pipes in place. Shouldn't take too long, this one. Look at that here. Okay, let's have a look now. See how we're going. Hopefully it's clear enough to get back in again. Okay,
Let's try again. That's good.
Shouldn't take too long that bit. It's too hot. Okay, I think it's time to start filling it up with some concrete. All right, and Wellstein building walls over on the bathroom at the back of the tiny house. Daniel and the fellas are here on the build site, working really hard to build up the wall. Yesterday, Daniel did the wall in the bedroom next to the staircase, just above where we are now. Today, it looks like he's going to start working here. One of the really interesting things I'm watching going on at the moment is how cement's been thrown onto the columns that have been created to make a sticky surface, like a rough surface. So when Daniel's putting the blocks up against the columns, they're sticking and they're holding in place.